Welcome to Studio 17. Located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, in this glorious space where the works of Valerie Moss and many guests have performed their conversations, storytelling, in both audio and video productions. This is the place where Valerie has accomplished more than 100 podcast episodes and over 30 audiobook productions for Audible, along with many hours of video clips, all composed right here in this 100 square foot space. Designed in 2019 with love, as it began like most projects with a board on Pinterest to include a palette of colors, greens, purples, grays, and whites. A feeling and a mood and a collection of items like antiques, wrought iron, spindles, angles, and prettiness to make the space complete. It was a success. Draping these walls of marshmallow purple are elements of her daughter's former crib. One, the east wall, hangs the bottom plate of the crib, with 13 rungs measuring 2 inches high by a staggering 22 inches wide. This forefront quilt adorning this piece of a small child's bed was handcrafted in 2011 by Valerie's mother. The front of this quilt showcasing over 288 2-inch squares appliqued onto this neutral background, sandwiched in cotton. Below this festoons a remarkable quilt showcasing Dupioni silks imported from India. The hand stitching is worth bragging about, consisting of more than 1,000 French knots tied in silk floss. This east wall provides color and beauty and has an uncanny ability to absorb sound, making this side of the room perfect for recording audio works. As we move through the room with its exaggerated white frames and glistening stainless steel knobs, curt silver hinges on the 2 secret doors holding all sorts of miscellaneous items, we find the south wall. This small section with the quaintest of features exhibiting a $3 rake found at a local garage sale. No longer wanted by its previous owners, Valerie and her love of DIY projects took this pine rake and, with paint that has been historically stored in her undercroft at Studio 17, provided this rake with the love and attention it so needed. Colored with its fresh creams and neutral tones, giving it the uplift it always desired, and a warm, clean space right here in this pocket-sized spot. This pole with a crossbar-toothed end is holding a bouquet of dried lavender from the fields of a local garden center, along with a miniature handcrafted heart made out of black felted wool. The center of the ceiling is enraptured by this glorious 3-bulb chandelier purchased from a back alley exchange with a 40-something woman through the world-renowned Kijiji site and installed in this custom location by Valerie's groom. This painted wrought iron focal point completes the top of this space, casting striations across the milky eggshell-colored, highest permissible level. Below the origin of light, the focal point of this atelier is the foundation of the creative space. Valerie wanted the studio to have a rotund piece, and this ornate table filled this vision stupendously. With the elegant flecks of gold, all colors mixed together equaling the color of white, the 4 legs of this table sweeping out so elegantly, finishing in claw feet with the surest poise. The legs on this table have miles of engraved lines and hundreds of intricacies carved into the apron. The charm radiating from the heart of this wooden piece is felt by all who pass over the threshold. This table was purchased through that previously stated online merchant exchange platform of Kijiji, where Valerie got to know this woman and her story of 7 children and her love of furniture at a very personal level, and had to buy this piece. This was the start, the focus, the mood. As we move to the south wall of this stupendous space, we catch our breath on this colorful wall of texture and beauty. Starting with the 9 wooden frames, these frames were handcrafted by Valerie. She spent one sunny afternoon taking an old set of wooden lawn furniture purchased years ago from the infamous Costco store. Her family used and kept in her backyard for 15 years of seasons, gathering a family and friends, and weathering these Swiss-inspired Adirondack chairs with attached coffee tables, just to the perfect shade of pearl gray. Spending 360 minutes in the south-facing yard in the heart of the spring, knocking these chairs apart with hammers and mallets, rounded by none other than Stanley. Securing these boards with miscellaneous galvanized screws to create this wall of chassis. Years ago on a trip south of Canada into the incredible state of Montana in the United States, Valerie encountered this log cabin quilt in traditional cotton fabrics, buried in an antique store, and she knew she had to bring it back to Canada. Containing a treasury of colors contrasting to the marshmallow purple walls, she began cutting this quilt up just so, to fit into those 8 frames with this exact vision in mind. This wall makes the perfect sound-absorbing platform to record her latest episode of her well over 100 episodes of her podcast, Valerie's Variety Podcast, and her next audio production, adding to the over 30 titles to date. This last lonely frame is used here and there to complete sound absorption and in photos when desired. When we turn to the last wall, facing westward to the Rocky Mountains beyond the borders of the studio, subsumed in 2 mirroring components of said daughter's past crib. These sweeping frames facing each other brings a sense of partnership to this vertical space, again providing the quietness needed to contain sound and allow the voice only to encapsulate the room. Corresponding to the easterly wall, this side offers colors of onyx, creamy coffee brown, as well as shades of cranberries and eggplant. These quilts are made with love by astounding quilter hands throughout the years. This unique wrought iron key holds the signature silhouette to enter into Studio 17 at your leisure. It's coveted from those who have come before to share their story in an interview or in print, for Valerie to broadcast to the world through video and audio productions. The impedimenta that Valerie is using is all collected with a central purpose of good sound, good video, and exceptional research and development for every plug, screen, and user interface application, like GarageBand and Audacity, along with many available files of free music, loops, and visual aids to make the process as advanced as possible. Concluding this tour, when you have a chance to visit Valerie's website, audio productions, and her works in the theme of eat, read, create, just know that she adores what she does in this extraordinary space, with natural light in the day and the view of magical stars at night. In the incredible window, as this last wall facing north is, in its entirety, glass. Also around the atelier, you will find one single Queen Anne's antique chair, miniature birdcage, steel baskets, an ironing board she pulled from a dilapidated barn covered in years of storage, regained to this beautiful shade of pewter gray. All of these pieces found in place with purpose and love for things that make Valerie's heart swell. This space holds hours of writing, planning, and stories, shared and waiting to be shared. This video was written and produced by me, Valerie Moss. Some editing by London Moss. And the music and video production by me, Valerie. This story about Studio 17 is available in both video and audio format. Visit valeriemoss.ca for all the links to her podcast, audio production, and video works.